Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the special meeting of the Suffolk School Board. We're here this evening, very grateful to the Suffolk City Council for approving our budget this year. So we're going to begin with a motion. We need a motion to approve our agenda for the evening.
I move that we approve the agenda.
May we have a second?
Second it.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the agenda for this evening. Madam
Board members, please vote. Board Member Jenkins?
Yes.
Board Member Johnson?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Board Member Mayo?
Yes.
Board Member Riddick?
Yes.
Board Member Story?
Yes.
Vice Chair Byram?
Yes.
Board Chair Brooks Buck?
Yes.
Motion passed.
At this time, Mr. Superintendent, Dr. Gordon.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Madam Chair. We have a brief presentation from Ms. Forsman, our Chief Financial Officer, to provide the board with a very similar overview from our original budget presentation, but we wanted to make sure that everything was fresh in your minds. We also had a chance to take a look at the documents that were uploaded to you, including support scale, teacher salary scale comparisons, and a brief presentation as well from Ms. Forsman. So this time I'll turn it over to her, our Chief Financial Officer. Ms. Forsman.
All right, good evening. John, are you going to put the PowerPoint up? All right, next slide. Next slide, please. All right, as the board is well aware, these are our focused investments where not only the school board, but the staff have looked very hard at our budget and made this our focus. Students first, teachers, support staff, and then SPS efficiency and effectiveness. So this whole budget is based on those. John, please move the slide. We just want you to be aware again of the raises for teachers included in this budget as adopted by the city. The teachers, as you can see here, their total biennial raise runs from 7.83% to 10.58%. You can see where they are on the scale with years of experience, affects their step, and as we have previously had approved, plus the cost of living of 2.83%. So you'll see that it's either a 3.83, a 4.58, or a 2.83% raise for teachers. Next slide. The next one is the bus drivers. They've had a biennial raise of 15%. Their raise this year is a step raise. Then support staff who are non-phase in will see the 4% to keep us in compliance with the state, as well as administrators will see the 4%, and it's a combination of a step and cost of living to the scale. Next slide. Finally, the phase-in staff, grades 7 through 13, our minimum wage is increased from $7.93 per hour, $93 per hour to $13.84 per hour. And this no raise in that phase in is less than the 4% to get us in compliance with our 5% for the biennium. Next slide. So here is the total of all funds. You can see here that our total for all funds in this budget that the board has on the agenda tonight is $196,341,884 with a 7.95% increase. So the major increase here again is the grants fund because of CARES Act 1, 2, and then of course 3 comes in now. So that is the largest increase obviously throughout all this. Next slide, please. The breakdown of revenue by source, as you can see here, given that the city has approved the $65.3 million increase, that brings their portion to 33.85% of our budget. State revenue remains the largest portion of 52%, whereas federal revenue income is $26 million or 13.58%, and other funds about 2.13%. Next slide, please. If we look at it by major classification, you can see here that 75.78% of our budget is spent on instruction and instructional support, 1.92 on administration and attendance, 1.32 on health and psychology. Pupil transportation makes up 4.46%, facilities 8.42%, food services 4.05%, and technology 4.05%. Next slide, please. And finally, as you know, our budget is made up of mostly compensation and benefits, and that makes up 86.65% of our entire budget. And that is all I have. Are there any questions?
Thank you, Ms. Forsman. At this point in time, board members, this is definitely an action item.
I move that we accept and adopt the financial plan for 2021-22.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded. Board members, are there questions? I see no questions, see no hands, no nothing. Okay, Madam Clerk.
Board members, please vote. Board Member Jenkins,
Yes.
Board Member Johnson,
Yes.
Board Member Mayo,
Yes.
Board Member Riddick,
Yes.
Board Member Story,
No.
Vice Chair Byram,
Yes.
Board Chair Brooks Buck.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you very much. Board members, I want to say thank you very much. And I want to say thank you to our city council members who supported us. I thank you, Mr. Superintendent, Dr. Gordon, and Ms. Forsman. Thank you so much to your team for the hard work. We accepted a lot of unnecessary and unwarranted criticism I calculated the actual written documentation we got from people, concerned citizens who wrote to us about less than 12, a negative, I guess, 1/12 of 1% of the population expressed written concern about the budget. And that's 1/12 of 1% of the persons who voted in the last election sent in concerns about the budget. So everyone else understood. In essence, the majority of the 40,000 people who voted in the last election understood what we presented. And so I want to thank you. And I want to say to you, of the 90-some thousand citizens who live in the city of Suffolk, we did a good job, and it will show our progress is long-term. We have 1,050 students who are going to graduate. And if anybody has concerns about their investment, we invite you on June 12th to look and see what we have done. Have a blessed evening and a wonderful time. I don't see any hands with any questions. So I'm going to say good night to you. Safe travels, be blessed, and we will see you the next time we get together. And good night to all of you.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.